tell us more about you and what do you have to offer to all of our different enterprises, MIPIMES we have here in Colombia, searching for investors or different connections, networking you might give them. Tell us a little bit more about your offer. I mean,
Absolutely. So, what I offer to folks who come to me is helping them craft those presentations. So, again, I've said that there is no one size that fits all in terms of just do this presentation and you'll get the cash infusion that you want. What I help organizations do is break down what it is they're looking for. Have you identified what it is that you're looking for? How is that going to get you to the next level? And then I actually help folks craft that presentation. I work with a group here in Denver. It's an accelerator, and I help the folks who go through the accelerator program with their presentations at the very end. And so, what that means is if we have 10 slides and 20 minutes in order to make an impression, what are we going to say on each slide? How are we going to spend that time? Are we spending 30 seconds on that slide? Are we spending 60 seconds on that slide? Making sure that my clients have all of the information laid out for them, and then going that extra step and helping them practice their presentation as well. We talked about at the very beginning. It's nerve-wracking enough to give a presentation in your mother language, let alone give a presentation in a language that's a secondary language to you. And so I spend time with my clients getting them comfortable with whatever language that they're using. One of the things that I stress is, and I could say this as someone who's currently learning Spanish, is I use the words that I know. Here's the thing. You're smart. I'm smart. We know what we know. And so I don't need to prove that to anyone else. All I really need to do is communicate to them and also show the product that I am pitching is a relevant product for them as well. I don't need to use flowery language. I don't need to use big words because my product is going to speak for itself. And so I really uh, work with my clients to help them use language that they are comfortable with, because once they're using words that they're comfortable with, they're going to have more confidence in making that presentation, especially when you're making it in a language that is not your primary language. And the other thing that I do outside of that practicing is helping them identify who their audience is. In the United States, we always say a lot of it is who you know, not what you know, and a lot of our connections are made based upon those personal connections that we have. Whether it's a university that we went to, whether it's a school that our children go to, whether it's a social activity that we like as well. One of the wonderful things that I'm learning about doing business in Latin America is how personal the connections are in business, which is much different than what I'm accustomed to in the United States. And so, one person has told me that a lot of times in some Latin American countries, folks will start out a meeting and the first 5 minutes will just be talking about your weekend or your day or what you did on your vacation, because those personal interactions are very important. Similarly, in the United States, we don't spend as much time at the beginning of meetings talking about those things, but when you can bring it up in a presentation, when you can show that you have that personal connection, that can also lead to a longer conversation. So I spend time with my clients actually identifying who the folks in the room are going to be when you give your presentation. How can you interject some of the things that are important to your audience into your presentation? Your presentation is not just about you or your product. You have to really know who your audience is, and are you speaking in a way that is going to be compelling to them? That they're going to say, that was interesting, or that person was interesting. I want to get to know them better. I want to do business with them. And so while the mechanics of what goes on the slides is and how long you spend on the slides is very important, making those personal connections is very important as well. And that's what I like to stress to my clients.